Hey, we are live. Pog.
Hello.
Are we alive or dead?
Happy New Year and welcome back to the Waters of Celaria campaign over here on the Multiclassed D&D Twitch channel or YouTube channel or wherever you're watching this. It's 2022 now, I believe. I couldn't remember that. Yeah, New Year. Welcome back.
It's only
everyone-
11 days into the year and we're already having trouble figuring out what it is.
Yes.
2028, guys. Crazy.
Yes.
I mean, already?
Hope
I
everyone
think we...
had a good holiday and that everyone has somewhat stuck to New Year's resolutions. Or if you
I've
haven't
not
made
failed
them,
them yet.
then good for you, because no one ever sticks to them anyway.
Oh yeah, I want to stick
Got
to
something on
mine.
my camera.
Hey, I stuck to mine last
Yeah.
year.
Kind of half sticking to mine a little bit.
I think
Please.
I'm going to do the recap today. I don't think we
Okay.
have any other notices. VODs are continuously going up, so keep an eye out for those.
Yep.
I'm going to do the recap today in order to save us some time.
It's the biggest.
And everyone probably forgot what happened anyway.
No,
I have
I've
no-
almost died.
I
Okay,
missed
so,
I missed my every gunshot.
last
I had the
session.
best acid trip ever.
The party finally made their way over to the deep grimoire that is Karesh's huge iron fortified ship, a huge battleship with this gnarly spiked outer shell fortifying this cannon stuffed monster of a battleship. They fought with Karesh and his chiefs, which is Tarshin the Tracker, Gren the Living, and Khan the Crusher, successfully managing to take down 3 of them before Tarshin slipped away. They fought in the presence of the 5 pirate councillors, who did not interfere with your battle. They just stopped and watched over as the battle went on. And after nearly losing Heinval, the battle resolved. There are a few unconscious enemies on the floor, and the council at the helm of the ship all step forward to look down on you. And Quinn starts clapping. Well done, all of you. That was quite the performance, I must say.
Can like Heinval like kind of hobble towards him? Was that like the start of your test or something? Was that all of your test?
Well, it wasn't a test. This was a battle you engaged in. He challenged you. You accepted, and you came out the victor.
But I mean, you did try to you did tell us that you were gonna capture us and take us as your own slaves.
No, we did not say that. Karesh said that.
True low W. True low W.
You see on either of his sides walk forward 2 figures on either sides. You see a very blue-green skinned humanoid man with kind of long, flowing, almost seaweed-coloured hair, these very thinned ears coming off, and you can see gills along his neck, dressed in very ornamental gold armour. There's also this a man who is almost the appearance of a normal human, but is extremely overgrown in hair in a lot of places, has very beast-like features, that's the word I was looking for. Extended tusks and kind of clawed hands clutching over a large great sword. There's also a rather tall red-scaled dragonborn in a shining silver armor, large battle scars across his face, with a very kind of stern look across all of you. And last but not least, another bugbear, familiar sight around these parts, with almost a kind of green tinge to his fur, almost as if it had been dyed that colour. And they all kind of stand there looking around at you, seemingly pleased with the performance. And Yep.
Do I hear any of that from under the deck? And is there any like commotion going under the deck?
There's no commotion under the deck. You probably would have heard it. He was quite loud and clear about with his words. It was quite easy to hear.
Okay.
Is that woman still attached to the fucking? She was like tied up.
Yeah, just right under the helm, the woman is still tied up, sat down at the barrel,
Okay.
just kind of looking up at all of you.
Okay. Well,
Um,
oh, sorry. Okay.
Karesh and Khan begin to stir beneath you both, and he kind of props himself up and looks around at all of you. You've got a fight in you, I'll give you that. So, Quinn, are you pleased with your battle now? And Quinn looks over at him and kind of gives a sneer. Well, you lost. You must let them be. Keep to your deal. And he kind of turns around again and looks at all of you. With a frown, looking upon each of your faces separately, kind of quickly darting between them all. Leave. Take the girl and leave. I don't want to see any of your faces around in Carrickton again. Or they'll be carved off.
I'm gonna
Jesus.
turn around and go to the girl that's tied up, start making my way over to try and untie her.
In the meantime, under the deck, I think like with the corner of my eye, didn't I see like a cabin or like something like some kind of quarters down there? I believe
There was
I remember something
there
like
are
that.
what appear to be large jail cells down here. Yes.
Just that.
Yeah, seemingly empty at the moment. There's a few hammocks around. There are quarters at the front of the ship that you can somewhat make out.
Hey, I was wondering if there is like anything stashed away in there. Just want to have like
the
a
door closed to the quarters.
locked, closed.
You can try the door.
I would like to.
Kind of give them a shake. They give a judder. They do not open.
Well, if there's nothing else in here, I think I'm just gonna make my way up the stairs and join with the
Okay.
party.
I want to turn back into a human or an
Done.
elf. An elf.
Wow.
Yes. Kendall turns
Oh.
into a human, guys.
Whoa,
Hi.
the power of
Whoa.
love.
Does
Whoa.
he look?
Whoa!
his
How
age?
could that happen?
Does he look his age now?
Yo,
Like, is he
Nay.
20?
No.
yo, none of us know
Um,
about it because he's still.
There. I just want to look at Quinn and I just want to say, try not to be racist to Goblin next time, and we might leave you alone. And then I just walk to like the lifeboats we came in.
Try living with them every day of the year. And he and the rest of the
You
council
don't need to
members,
be racist.
They all turn around and begin walking back out of sight to the back of the helm.
Interesting. Is that it then? Or is that it?
I assume so.
You can get off my ship now.
You're all really strange, you know. I've never, you know, I don't care.
We may be pirates, but we have honor.
You don't have shit.
Not worth thinking this over. Come on, get the girl and let's go.
I did say that Shax did walk over to go get the girl
Yeah.
anyways. So.
It's easy enough to untie.
Yeah.
And she happily stands up and kind of scuttles over. She's a bit frail and skinny, and her flesh is just about clinging to her bone. But she follows you.
I think Bongo
I'll help her across to where we're gonna get off.
So,
already
I'm not gonna
starts
walk.
descending towards the small boats, I assume.
I guess we all get in the boats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I flip off the.
I want to
fucking birds as
cast
we walk away.
Healing Word on Heinval, and I want to cast it on the girl we saved.
Kendall and Shax, you all notice as you leave, kind of as Khan is getting up, you see some kind of sadness and remorse in his eyes, but he slowly stands up, turns away, and kind of clunks off to the back of the ship. You can roll your healing word, by the way, or cure wounds, or whatever you do.
Healing Word on, that's for Heinval, and that's for the girl.
Okay,
So Heinval, you got 6 hit points back.
bless you.
I'll
Also, I
have
take
Miguel
the
arrest-
dog, by the way.
Was
The dog is
If
Cal-
we're
still
not leaving the
unconscious.
dog there, definitely not.
I
No,
lift
think we'll
the
just finish
dog
it
up
off.
when I take it, it's fine.
Was Khan the captain or the?
No, he's
or
the big old construct guy. He's the big old wolf.
Yeah.
He's a
Okay.
barbarian.
Con the Crusher.
Okay.
One of
I
them.
remember-
Also,
I
I'll also hand the girl one of my rations. I'm assuming she's
Mhm.
malnutritioned.
Yeah.
Yes. She takes it more than happily and begins quickly scoffing on it, with a kind of nod of respect and thanks.
I'll
Right,
nod back as well.
we back we go then. It doesn't feel like we should be leaving, but I mean,
As if I spend another second on this in this water, I will actually jump in here.
Yeah, you'll see Quinn kind of leaning up against the rails on the side of the boat, and he kind of calls down to you as you're leaving. Please do not come back to this place. We will not act so kindly and fairly next time. You have caused a lot of trouble for all of us.
So have you.
Maybe to you. I'm just doing my town a favour.
he goes to town.
Farewell.
Yeah.
Stands up and turns around. So,
Dramatic
you
much.
all
I
get in
mean,
your
this
lifeboat.
is a town. You're not
You
arguing
lower
with
down
that.
your boats into the shallows of the Carrickton shore once again, and begin rowing back off to the shore, to the familiar docks for the last time. Possibly for the last time. You never know.
Never know.
Guys, let's stay here for another 10 sessions.
Yeah.
I
Should we
would.
go shopping?
As we're on the
Should we
boat.
go shopping?
No, please, my entire Timon's campaign has consisted of this town.
Exactly.
Shopping.
Let's go. It's like
Shopping.
this is why the world.
Must
And
go.
shopping in
Remember
this
how we still had that axolotl side quest? Could we not do that?
We've got
No.
catch axolotls and buckets, guys. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
You gotta go mine. You gotta go drill a 16 by 16 hole to bedrock.
So, Bongo, what would you wish to do in the boat?
Yeah, Bongo wanted to he wants to pull out the gun and just kind of look at it a little bit, and kind of like shrug. And I want to kind of lean towards Taro and go like, "Hey, Taro,
What?
you know, I figured out how this works, but it's not very much different from like crossbows and other mechanisms to like you use to like fire projectiles at whatever you want. I've never been very good at this, and my aim's like horrible. So I might as well just pass it down to you. I think you'll make more use of it than anything. And,
I gave it to you because you literally don't have a weapon, but okay.
Trust me, the things I know will protect me better than
Are
this.
you sure, friend? Whatever, I don't care.
Also, on the journey back, at some point, Shax, the woman turns to you and says, Who are y'all? Who are you? Who are you?
We're traveling circus.
We just took this room and she does not know who
I'm
we
just gonna-
are.
I'll respond and just go, Sage sent us.
Sage? Is he here?
Oh, he's still in Old Shore.
Oh. Well, it's good to hear that he's still thinking of me.
He's always thinking of you all.
Well, thank you. And hopefully you can get this crystal out of my head. It's been a nightmare. Just begin scratching at it.
I'm assuming Rufus was the last person that had the key for that, right?
I believe
Yeah, I
it.
don't have
Indicates
the
Rufus.
key.
Just point at the crystal.
Chris?
I'm gonna put the key on the crystal.
And slowly, as you've seen before, dissipates from her head like magic and reappears on the bottom of the key. Oh.
It's
Um,
very useful.
yeah. Well, thank you, I guess. That was quite easy. And she kind of swirls her hand round and a little sparkle of light flicks off of it.
That's
Haven't been
very-
able to do that for a while. Thank you.
Oh.
Okay. So, you all make your way back to the docks once again and unload yourselves from the rowing boats and back on to the wooden boardwalks. I assume you make your way back up the trek up to the marketplace.
I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah.
It's mid to late morning, pushing the afternoon at this point. So it's reasonably busy, but it's still quite a quiet day around town. And as you kind of head, following the usual pattern through the marketplace and towards where you know the entrance and exit to the town is, Rufus, you suddenly feel a little tugging on your trouser leg.
I'm gonna look back, see what it was, I guess.
You see a familiar small goblin with a kind of scrunched up face and kind of hunched over body, holding something under his arm. Mr. Giant Man. This is Lowry.
Hey!
I'm like freaking
Oh,
out in
you're
general
not-
chat. I'm like, oh my god!
It's our boy!
I got you something. And he brings round this kind of quite large parcel for him. It looks like it's tried to be wrapped nicely in a mixture of like dried out seaweed and cloth and all tied up with nice bows and strings, but it looks rather shit.
It's the thought that counts.
But he kind of passes it up to you as high as he can reach, still kind of barely reaching your hip level, and goes, Here you go.
I'm gonna lean down and pick it up off of him. Is it shaped in a particular way or anything?
It's probably about a foot by a foot in dimensions, roughly. It's a very obscure shape. It's reasonably heavy, but not terribly heavy, especially for you.
Thank you. I'm going to reach down and pat his head.
Thanks.
And don't you have a friend to get back to? I don't think he can run the stalls by himself now.
Yeah. And he kind of scampers off.
I wipe a single. I'm just kidding. I guess I'll. Yeah, I might as well wrap it now if it's so
Okay.
Ollie?
carefully put together.
Yeah.
The music might be copyrighted.
Is it?
It doesn't
Oh.
matter. It's not playing on the stream right now
Oh,
What?
okay.
Why is it not?
because I hadn't set it up properly.
I'll skip it.
It just might be. It's from
It
Avatar.
didn't skip.
It's fine. As long as we don't watch it, it's fine. We don't have. As long as we don't watch
Oh
it,
yeah,
we won't
we
get
don't have to
banned.
sit here and watch all of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, it's fine. Pokemon got
Guys.
banned.
Guys,
fine.
new stream. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna just stream our own videos of D&D, and then we're gonna like copyright ourselves.
Won't be a sec. Oh my god, come on. No, no, no. So you begin to unwrap it, yep?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now the
Voila.
music box not working anymore.
Oh my god, Bongo Dingo.
Oh god, no!
As you begin to unwrap the kind of weird layers of parcels, you come across this kind of very strange looking object that looks like. Tell you what, I'll post a picture that I drew for
Oh.
you.
Oh, Pog.
Visuals.
It's a very rough sketch. You can see
don't know what
clearly that these two tusks have been carved on the side, or these two horns have been attached and strapped onto the side of this kind of plate in the middle with a kind of sketch engraved in it, this symbol, and two little feathers kind of hang off of it. It's probably about this big. Some form of totem, you're guessing, that he has made for you.
Wow.
And you look closely, and the horns on the side look mysteriously like Rothe horns.
Not what I would have done with it, but that's nice. I think for a second, Rufus is angry, but then he kind of realizes that this is actually a kind gesture. So, for now, I think I'll just put it in my bag, but Rufus will be thinking what to do with it.
Okay. Certainly. Fucking music bot. Hang on.
Bongo did not
We don't
like
get no
skip
rest
it.
around here.
Bongo will not bingo.
We don't get no fucking rest around
There we go.
here. There we go.
Okay. So, you make your way to the exit of the town,
Yeah.
walking past the first tavern that you entered, taking in these very strange buildings one last time.
So many memories, but I'm glad we don't have to come back here.
And you power forwards out of the front gates and out into the long rolling dunes. So, just over a day's travel to get back to Old Shore. Pushing 2. As you first start leaving, a few crows fly overhead, cawing as they go. A few clouds you can see in the distance, rather grey, so you guess that the weather on the way back isn't going to be the nicest.
Oh, good.
Vic,
Well, we're in for a few cold, wet nights again. Oh, it's just like old times, huh?
Sorry.
It looks like it's going to rain.
As it does.
Could I get a couple of people to do perception checks
yes.
for
Yeah.
the first day?
10
21.
plus 7 perception.
How many people are rolling already?
21.
Oh,
Okay.
I
I mean, if you want to do it, you can do it. But
Yeah. Who likes perception checks?
Nah.
One. Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
perception checks.
I'm busy explaining to Taro how the gun works.
Pink and Shax kind of help you steer clear of any of the goblin raiding parties that leave the town. Try and pick routes through the dunes and the rivers that would be the easiest to get through. You make for good time. And the first kind of main day of travel, leading on into a very early evening, the sky begins to get dark rather quickly. The moon's just slithers tonight as they rise.
On the way, I want to keep an eye out for, like, a wolf.
A wolf? Yeah, you can roll a perception check as well if you wish. Oh wait, you already did. You rolled a 10. I'm afraid
Yes.
I'm going to take the 10.
We're keeping an eye on like the lady we're traveling with. The
Yeah, she happily travels along with you. She chats with you occasionally, telling stories of Old Shore to you, telling about her time in the pirate town. She seems rather open about it.
Okay.
Although obviously very uncomfortable with certain parts of it, she's genuinely quite headstrong.
Does she say her name?
She does. Her name is... I should have had this ready.
Cena.
Her name is Lee. Leigh.
Oh, that's a nice name.
E-I-G-H. Okay.
And so, as the darkness draws in more and more into the evening, I can actually put on appropriate lighting, mood lighting for me at least.
Ooh.
Not for anyone else. That's such a shame.
Not for
Just
anyone
for
else,
us.
me.
Yes, let me
Just
turn on
Ollie.
the darkness.
It looks so fucking cozy.
It is.
It's like a bit dimmer. Wow.
And a bit yellowish. It's nice.
That's my fairy lights in the background.
There you go.
Oh.
Um,
Right time.
so as it draws into night, could I get a couple of people to make a survival check to try and find an appropriate place to camp? They'll be out
I'll
of the
do
way,
one.
out of the way.
Sure.
I want to do this.
That's a 6.
That is a
15.
21.
Six.
Oh!
Wrong.
Rufus, I couldn't see anything from the ground.
I was just
Bongo.
looking in the prison, sorry.
You kind of look around, you're struggling to see over the dunes. You think about a couple of places, but then you realise that they're kind of all boggy and probably can sit there comfortably. Shax and Rufus, you work together to kind of look out over the dunes. You spot another tucked away little area down in a kind of dried out river valley amongst the grassy dunes. The grass is beginning to build up a bit more the further you go, and you decide to sit down there for the night and camp down. Once again, I don't believe any of you have any tents, and I believe only a select few of you actually have bedrolls. So
Oh, wait, let me check.
it may be an uncomfortable night
I
for a
sleep
few of
on
you.
Rufus.
I have a bedroll
chill.
and a blanket.
I have parchment. If I put
Don't
them
worry
all
about the
together, can I
bedroll.
make myself a newspaper bed?
It'll probably take you the whole night.
I don't have a
Yeah.
bedroll. I do have a scroll.
I love how Kendall does not sleep, but Kendall does have a bedroll. So they just lay out the bedroll, sit down, put the blanket over their shoulders, and start meditating.
Meanwhile, 80% of us don't even have a fucking bed.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there like, hey, how you doing?
I love sleeping.
The dog does start to go a bit batshit as
Oh my
rain
God.
begins to drip down.
I fart like
wanna-
I fart
no,
like
I
a
wanna-
handful of jerky.
Starts fucking demolishing it.
Demolishing the jerky.
Yep. It's gone within seconds of it leaving your hand,
Oh my god.
and it looks around hungrily for more things. Starts kind of tempting snaps at people who have put their hands down on the ground and people whose feet are unattended.
I have
hate-
one more
Keep your pet in
spell
order.
slot, so I'm using I'm using animal friendship.
Mhm.
So yeah.
What does this
So is
sound like?
A wisdom saving throw 15.
Okay.
This sounds like such
Rolled a 2.
Great. It now sees me and my companions as friends.
So suddenly the dog begins to calm down, and instead of biting at people's feet, it kind of curls up around Kendall's lap as they begin to meditate. Kind of sits quietly and falls off to sleep
chose-
rather
When you
quickly.
said they, I thought you meant Kendall and the dog.
Shut up.
Begin to meditate
With
both
you.
of them.
I mean, now it's easier to say. Kendall and dog, they.
Are we? We're like in a plains, right? Or like dunes?
Duny
Can't-
plain, grassy
Yeah.
plain.
We're on a
Can't-
plane.
How are we dealing with the watches? I can take 2 of them.
I'll take one.
Take
Before the
Bongo, take
watches,
one.
Lee turns to Tink and says, "Hey, you were around Old Shore as well, weren't you?"
Yes, for a little while.
Huh. I think I remember seeing you. You were looking for your friend.
Yes, I was. I haven't got very far with that, but
Yeah, that's a shame. I know how it is to lose people. If I see anything, I'll let you know.
oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. You all look kind of familiar, actually.
If we do, that is quite concerning. For you, not for us.
Oh well, I need some rest. It's been. Can't say I've had the best night's sleep for a while.
No,
She
rest up.
Lays down on the sand and begins trying to get herself comfortable for the night.
I've got my
Makes
shield
sense.
out, and I'm like, the shield I had made the shield, but I've kind of still got bits to add to it, so I'm like building on it. It's like halfway done.
Certainly. So,
Check that
Who's
this is
taking-
right, 'cause this feels a little bit wrong. Okay.
who's taking watches for the night?
I'll
I
take
can
one.
take
I can
2,
do
and
one.
I
then
can take one.
I'd
Oh.
like to take one as well. If that's possible.
that's
Well,
too many watches.
If Kendall's taking a
Kendall,
watch,
stop taking 2 watches. Go to sleep.
I don't need sleep.
Go to
I'm
sleep.
You
for
guys
2
need to
hours,
sleep
Kendall.
more than me.
Yeah, vibe 2 hours.
You always
Kendall
take
can
up 2.
2 shifts, but you can have more than one person on a shift and increase chance. Up to you.
I
Yeah,
seem
come on,
to-
Shaq. Let's do it together. Let's do it.
Yes, yes.
Girls' night.
Girls'
Tink,
night.
wanna take a watch with
Oh,
me?
sorry, Tink. No offense.
Sure.
I seem to have
Aw.
2 keys.
Bongo's gonna be alone.
Yeah.
Who's going to take the first one?
I can take it with Tink.
Okay. Tink and Kendall, would you roll perception checks for me? Tink, you don't and not have dark vision, so it may need to be with disadvantage. even
I
though
just
you
rolled a
natural
nat 20.
Oh.
Alright,
Oh,
I
Anna,
light
you have to
produce
roll
flame.
again.
She can see. No, I will light produce flame. She can see. It's fine.
Fucking fantastic.
No, you rolled another.
No, you
Not
rolled a
one.
nat. We don't.
Wait, you
I'll
rolled 3
light-
The
rolls
second one would have
until-
been if Kendall's helping with a light, and you can also use. I forgot.
What?
Did I cut
She
out then?
can. You can use your nat 20.
You can use your lamp, so you can use your nat 20 roll. That's fine.
Thanks.
That's okay.
It was the saddest thanks ever. You just got your nat 20 approved. More excitement.
Nearly had it robbed from
Ollie,
me.
Can I just check real quick? I
Mhm.
happen to have 2 mystery keys. One mystery key has a 5% chance to unlock any lock, and the other mystery key has a small chance to unlock anything.
What
They
lock
say
do you want to
5%.
unlock?
They are the same thing. Yeah,
Okay,
I
I'll
reckon
delete one,
that's
sorry.
Foundry messing with your inventory.
Wanted to check, sorry.
That's
What
all right.
lock do you wish to unlock?
So,
Your heart.
it's a quiet night.
It fails.
Very quiet compared to for Tink, a long time. It's actually a peaceful town. Peaceful time for you. No waves lapping against the boat, no gentle motion of the sea, no raging pirates, no alcoholics, no bar fights.
Well, one alcoholic.
I was going to say there's one alcoholic.
Right. But
Less alcoholics than
just-
you're used to.
An alcoholic, but he's asleep.
just the wind in the grass through the valleys, and the occasional yap of the dog as it's dreaming. As you rolled so well, you do manage to see off in the very distance the occasional flash of lightning and the occasional very distant sound of thunder as a storm passes your way.
Knew it.
So do with that information as you will. A storm is coming your way. Apart from that, you do not see much else. It's quite barren out here. The mountains
quite
loom
relaxing.
far to your left. Yeah.
Alright, that's why I always take 2 of the watches. Not so many people yelling at you. You know?
Yeah, I get that. I believe there's a storm coming this way.
That will be fun.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Me neither. Storms are pretty calming.
Yeah, I like storm.
Should hope we'll be
Storms,
back in
storms.
Old Shaw and like nice and inside.
Aren't we like in a hole in the ground?
Yeah.
We'll drown, don't worry.
You're not in a hole, you're in a valley. A
We'll
dried out
drown.
riverbed.
Oh, it's about to not be dry.
We'll drown, no worries. Yeah.
So, your shift passes without any issues.
And then I'll do my second one, and then either Shax and Tara or Bongo. Who wants to go first after?
No, we can go if you want. Yeah.
Perception again?
Mhm.
Wow, a 24.
very much the same. You also manage to notice the storm rolling in the further it gets on. Very distant rumbles and flashes across the sky. It's heading your way at quite a rapid pace. Yeah,
God.
and it's a rather large storm as well. You can feel the wind begin to pick up. Starts blowing the sand from beneath the grass. Kind of gets in your eyes a little, and you have to pull up your mask a little bit more.
I wake Chero and Shax. I tell them storm's on the way. And then I go meditate.
Have fun meditating.
Thank you. Fun taking a watch.
Take a mind.
So, next up, would you like to roll your perceptions?
Wee. Very bad. That's persuasion, no?
Well,
Take your perception modifier.
No,
and
it's
you can
fine.
apply it
It's
to your
fine.
nat
It's
20.
fine. It's fine.
Roll a
Fine.
1.
6. There you go. It's so funny.
please, Storm,
Okay.
go away.
By the time
We
you
do not
wake,
want to break.
by the time you wake up, very light rain has begun to fall around you, kind of marking the sand around you.
Bongo also
circular
need to take a
patterns.
watch.
The lightning hasn't yet reached you, but the storm is very obvious even to the naked eye at this point.
I kind of like tent up like part of my cape. I take it off and I kind of tent it over my head a little bit. 'Cause it's got a little hood in it. I just put that up and tent it a bit.
It's a bit miserable, the weather at the moment. It's bleak, it begins to get colder as the night progresses.
I miss the sun.
Yeah, it's winter.
I miss the sun.
Once again, not disturbed.
Excellent. In the night, I want to get the gun out and go. Do you want
Fuck
this?
it, I'm ending it.
Ending it up!
I get the gun out. Just
I can think of that. Goodbye. It was the sun.
I shoot Shaq.
My scheme worked.
Actually, it's my villain arc. My villain arc. Look, me and the gnome guy, we found this. We found this, and I gave it to him, and he didn't want it, and I don't really want it. I won't lie. Would you like it?
This is what exactly?
It's a gun. You shoot it.
Okay.
He explained how. I'll explain it to you. It's like a crossbow, but more steps, I guess, and louder. Look, he didn't want it, and I've kind of got my thing going here, and I've got a new crossbow, and I've got my swords. I don't really you
I'll
shoot
take
things.
I'll
What?
take it. I could probably use some more options.
Yeah, I mean, you like shooting things. I figured.
I mean,
maybe
it's what I
next
do most
step.
of the time anyways.
I figured maybe he'd want to tinker with it, but no, he just wanted to look at it, I guess. I explain what he's explained to me, how it works. So it's probably slightly abridged version of him.
Both make
explaining.
intelligence checks.
Yeah.
Boy, yeah, let's go!
Well,
Oh,
actually
shit!
listening. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Not one.
Actually,
Okay.
That's the best.
Tara,
intelligence
you
roll I've
explain
ever
it reasonably well from your understanding that Bongo told you, and Shaq,
wasn't
you
really
understand it
listening.
perfectly. You bridge the gaps, and
I kind of was I blank him out sometimes.
Yeah.
Just
You're
had.
not
Just kind
an
of like,
expert.
just kind of
Yeah.
explaining. She's like explaining things. It's unloaded. Then she's like
Yeah.
figuring just
She's
most
t-
of the rest of the stuff out on her own, anyways.
Oh, you got it. No, yeah. See, this is why I don't want it. Also, my hands are a little bit small for it.
That's
I also
fair,
don't
that's fair.
really have 5 fingers, so it's a little bit awkward for me to.
I do not have opposable thumbs.
I do not have thumbs. I can't load the trigger.
Can't shoot the gun.
Shame. I'd love to have seen you shoot people with this thing.
I mean, I can shoot it now.
But let's not do it now. I mean,
Bongo wakes up. I know that sound.
I need to
Quite
stop
said
relying
Mr.
on, range, shooting things. I need to get closer sometimes. So, you have it. It's, maybe you probably put it to better use. I'll probably just end up selling it or taking it apart.
Fair. I'll keep a hold of it.
Nice. Alright, no worries.
Right. I don't know
Can I
what
go
to
back
add
to,
to my
like-
inventory exactly. If you could tell me.
Just go back to making my
The
shield a
pistol.
little bit.
Okay, pistol, cool.
If you had the right, make sure you had the right one. It's not the critical one.
I'm assuming it's not the
Or is
critical
it the
role one. Well, it's like
I
a
don't
No,
think
it says
no,
it
there,
can be
there, is
a-
just, there is just a pistol that's like. I
It's
think
not the laser
probably-
pistol.
No. Yeah,
It has
it's a
laser sight, as
pistol.
you can see, a cog. It's great.
I've
Okay.
removed it from my.
This
Another
is-
shift
ACR.
goes without problems.
Stick it in the.
Yeah.
Just stick it on her
I
back.
keep making
Just
my
on the
shield
back.
a little bit, but it's kind of damp, so I'm kind of like making it very like under the under my little cloak. It's not working.
Certainly. So I take it you wake up Bongo.
Yeah, I like launch a pebble at one of his head.
I
But
do.
that-
I'll keep doing this.
You have a very I don't know. It's like very strikeable.
Yes. Meh.
So, Bongo, would you like to roll your perception?
Yep.
The rain slowly but surely begins to fall heavier and heavier through.
It's a 7.
Makes you a bit grumpy and you don't really pay too much attention to your surroundings. Kind of just getting wet, sat out in the rain, rather than tucked up in a nice little basement back in Aerostay. It's the storm is approaching rapidly. The rain gets heavier and heavier, the night gets colder and colder. But eventually the sun does somewhat rise through the clouds. You can see very few slits of light peek through. See if I can get my rainfall lighting up.
Oh fuck yeah!
Ooh.
As
go.
the
Where's
dawn
my
breaks,
brain?
I wanna wake everyone up and be like,
Come on, we gotta get going. Unless you all want to be wet.
I already am.
Exactly.
Well, if you want to stay wet, then be my guest. I'd rather get dry as soon as possible.
So, you all wake up and you get up. Your belongings all a bit soaked through,
We
but
really need to buy a tent.
This
Well,
is
like,
a
yes.
worthwhile
Tents.
investment, I think.
I don't
the
mind the
wind
rain.
begins to pick up and starts carrying your voices away, and it gets harder and harder to
I
talk
think
to
that
each
would
other.
be a good investment.
Yes.
The rain
Um,
I'm gonna
making the
just
ground
try and-
around you incredibly difficult to trudge through.
did you get a long rest?
Rufus
You do
slips
get a
the
long
lines
rest.
on Bongo.
does the dog also get a long rest?
Yes.
The dog gets a long rest, yes.
We all get a long rest.
And it looks very grumpy as all of its fur is now completely
Aw.
drenched.
Yeah, but
through.
it's but it is still what's
How
it
long does
called?
animal friendship last?
24 hours.
Oh,
It's
no.
grumpy. It's not
That's really
attacking you,
good.
but it's grumpy.
I
We'll use it
wanna
once a day and we'll never have a problem.
Yeah, exactly. I wanna use
this
my
other
rope
stuff.
and I wanna like tie it to like make a little collar and tie it to the dog so I don't have to carry it and it will walk on.
Certainly. Easy enough. So you begin your trek back towards Old Shore, trudging through the wet sand, the wind and the rain blowing heavily into your face. Lightning, you begin to see it all around you. The thunder kind of rumbling through the valley, creating these loud booms. The wind picking up ever more. It becomes extremely difficult to walk through.
Bongo looks a little with anticipation on the tallest person in the team. Every time a lightning strikes.
Every time a lightning strikes, Rufus flinches and just like looks around him like,
It's not terribly close to you at the moment. It's still quite a way off in the
I'm
distance.
holding Rufus's hand.
If we die, we
Sam-
die together.
The grassy sandy dunes kind of give way to the more familiar muddy, grassy, rolling hills that you were more accustomed to travelling through earlier in the journey together. But unless you can think of a way to, I'll need everyone to make Constitution saving throws to try and get through this horrible
Is it
weather and to
cold?
try and trudge through.
Is it because of the cold?
It's
Alright,
a mixture of the cold, the walking through muddy
In that
slopes.
case,
Okay,
okay.
here's my idea. Is a combination of control flames and produce flames enough to stop the rain above it?
All of the rain above you. How are you going
Just
to do?
melt the cloud.
Well, if Kendall points
Wait,
Any
wait.
flame,
produce
that you-
flames up,
Oh, no.
any
and I
flame
would
you try
control-
and ignite is almost immediately extinguished by the wind.
If I turn into a bear,
Just fuck it,
Do we-
man.
wait, do we
That
have-
will solve my problems, I'm sure.
Question. I can't
solve the
remember this.
problem.
Those bubbles that we had when we were swimming underwater, they don't move. They have to stay in one place.
They are
don't
stationary, yes. Once you throw them
Oh,
down.
very
Yeah,
sad.
no,
But
right.
that was a
What?
good plan.
what
But
if
if
we
I-
what if we
Well,
put it on the ground and we move the ground
We
to
put
put
it
it
on
on?
Rufus.
Could everyone make a Constitution saving
No,
throw?
but
Maybe.
like,
I
oh,
will say
seriously
for a
though,
save,
if
I
I
did want to
turn-
put like, I believe I was supposed to have a cloak at the beginning of this, but I'm just gonna try and put something over Lee so she's not as freezing
19.
how binge she is.
She's gonna make a save as well.
Tink is just out here breathing. this
19
entire
from
thing.
Heimvall.
Oh,
I guess
that's
this
a
would be good for
4.
Tink because you're staying moist.
Oh,
You know
that's
all I'm gonna
a
say? All
I'm
the short
staying
ones.
moist.
30. Oh
all
no,
the short
Shax!
ones are just-
Shax is not okay. Neither is Tara.
Shax hates water.
I told you to
yeah.
get
No,
dry.
but Ollie, seriously, if I turn into like a wolf or a bear, would it still be an issue? Because they're like
This is torrential storm.
That's very sad.
Unless
I
you are
have-
something that can completely ignore the storm, then no.
I am a lizard now.
I have resistance to
Wait,
cold.
Cool
wait,
lightning.
Advantage.
Wait,
You have
wait,
resistance to cold. Yes,
Wait,
I'll give you
yes.
resistance or
Wait.
advantage on that.
Yes.
What?
Concept,
Wait,
yeah.
wait,
I
wait.
want you guys to change charm.
Wait. Why did Tink even have to roll? They're a frog.
20!
Being a frog does not
Yeah,
make
but what
you
if I
immune
get
to
blown
wind.
away by the wind?
Yeah.
Okay,
We're holding your hand.
Harrow and Shax, and even with that, Rufus,
That's fair.
you all take 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh,
How do I apply
That's all true.
exhaustion? I do not even know.
You just keep it. You just. I don't think. Can you play it to D&D?
I'm not sure. Let me
I'll
have
put
a
it
look.
under floors.
I'll
Add
just. I
floors,
write
add
it
floors.
down.
Flaws. What are your?
I write it down in my notebook. I like
Oh.
to imagine I'm like so wet that like I'm being weighed down into the mud. 'cause
Oh
of
wait!
my
Oh, you
sweat.
have it. You have it.
Yeah.
When you go to conditions, you have exhaustion level.
I do.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
From
Tink,
what
even
you
though
see.
you do enjoy the rain, not enjoy the temperature or the wind, it is almost blowing you away. Heimval, you are coping as well as you can with beer in your belly, slowly kind of dissipating out now.
Aye. I'm always warm with a beer in my belly.
Yes. So those who are exhausted, you have disadvantage on all ability checks.
My God, exhaustion
Yoink.
level 6 is
Kendall is here
instant
just-
death.
That is.
Uh,
Just
These
work
people are
yourself
just
to death.
exhausted, and Kendall's just walking there like, oh, I like the rain.
Rain reminds me of Raina.
oh, we did take a long rest last night, didn't we?
Yes,
So-
you did.
Yeah, sorry. I just.
Sorry.
Idiot.
As Kendall should,
Bonk,
as part
bonk.
of like a nomad tribe.
Bongo just walks with his head up high, while Rufus is like,
You see,
Um,
when you're tall, the wind affects you more.
Yeah, it
Oh.
does.
I'm just like
You-
struggling through the wind while Bongo's just casually strolling past.
who is going to be looking out for the day?
I can't see anything. The
It
fur
makes-
is in my eyes.
Bongo has
I will.
goggles.
I was gonna say
I
it would
will.
make sense if I did because I'm tallest, but
Bongo
can do
has
both.
goggles.
Goggles is a good point, and Kendall is a good point. So
We can do both.
It's up to you.
We can do both.
Yeah, we can both do it. I want to do it. Is that perception then?
yeah, you did it.
perception.
You did it.
I'm gonna do the
15.
Same
Bless
music.
uh, 9.
Okay. Not much to see as you continue on your journey through the horrid wind.
I love that I rolled one more than Lisa, but
Yes. But you do eventually see off in the very distance, very, very distance, many miles away, you are able to see the familiar town of Oldshore in the distance. A very dark cloud above it.
We be zooming.
That
you
does
approach-
not sound good.
As you approach closer and closer, dark cloud that you originally thought may have just been the storm appears to be smoke. And as you reach the outskirts of the town, you see flames.
This happens often to you guys?
Does it happen often to you?
I don't know. Second time since I met you all.
No.
I mean, the first time was when we met you, so maybe it's you.
Exactly.
Can
I
we,
don't
maybe
know.
stop arguing, maybe get in there?
Soon,
Huh?
distant
I was thinking-
screams pick up on the wind.
Speed up,
Shout.
I assume.
Loud
Go on,
cries.
speed up. Yeah, we're gonna try to
There are
speed up.
screams,
Thank
by the
you.
way.
You see buildings collapsing in the town as you approach closer and closer.
That's what it's called.
That's not good.
Okay, I'm gonna. Fuck.
And
Is there
despite the
anyone I can
storm-
see in direct distress?
You are still approaching the town. You're still
approaching, okay.
still a few hundred feet away.
Yeah, we speed up a
And
bit.
even
Let's
even with the storm,
Even
as you
Bongo
approach
speeds
closer, the
up
glow
with-
from the fire emanates all around the town like a large beacon in the storm. Like this.
That's not good.
It's like
Wow.
Wow, red.
okay. What would you like to do?
Speed up.
Just
I
Are
guess.
you gonna speed up? Okay.
check what's
So you're
going
kind
on.
of start running into a dash towards the village.
Yeah.
Looking around. Does anyone else want to make a perception check to look around?
I'll
I
take
kind
Sure.
of do.
Okay.
Can we all do
Rufus,
it?
yours is with disadvantage. You are
That's fine
exhausted.
because I already got 6.
No.
Can we all do it?
Not 20.
Yeah, you
My
can do
second
it.
roll was a 19. That's
Okay,
depressing.
cool.
6 it is.
You got a
Oh, wait,
nat
I rolled
20 and I
17 on
still
the
rolled
friends, so I
more.
I got a nat 20 because you have a +7 because you have broken character as usual.
I just have a +4 wisdom.
Oh yeah, I just have a +20 on everything. What do you mean?
What do you mean you roll below a 20?
You all begin to scan around the outskirts of the city and try and peer through the burning buildings and the flames. Closer and closer. You begin to see the figures running away through the fire. You see more monstrous figures chasing them, almost humanoid, but with horribly elongated claws and fingers. They're all
That thing.
deformed, their jaws open with huge teeth. Familiar to all of
The
you.
thing. Yeah,
Do you smell that, guys? It's the plot. It's back.
What's
And
cooking?
you see, floating
All of
above the
us.
town, who
the purple sorcerer.
most of you see floating above the town, purple energy, lightning arcs shooting off of his hands, sending bolts down to the ground. A familiar mage.
Motherfucker.
The purple sorcerer,
I don't
guys.
see shit, but I
I
get
was
Jack
pretty
swear
good.
and I know it's serious.
I
Who
wanna
again?
Sorry. I want to turn to Lee and be like, can you hide anywhere? You don't.
She immediately just drops to the ground
Oh,
She
and
dies.
hides
I
among
wanna-
the grass and the mud.
okay, hide. Stay there, okay? Stay there.
I want to give her the rope of the dog, and I'm gonna say, it'll be friendly. Just keep a hold of it, please.
Thank you.
Dog
Um,
kills her.
Please save my people.
We're
She
on
kind of
our
ducks
way.
down and starts kind of skirting around the hill that leads up to Old Shore.
Can I? Do I have like? Am I able to figure out what's going on? Because
Make an intelligence check.
We just tell you,
Wait, this is the first time Bongo's been.
Yeah.
15.
Mr.
Oh,
Wizard.
There is, as far as you can tell, there is a mage attacking the town and setting it on fire. With horrible creatures running amok. You cannot discern why.
Yeah, that we've seen him before. He makes monsters.
People not happy.
I don't know. He ran away again. He's kind of the reason why we're here. Kind of not.
Okay.
Meh.
As you run ever closer, you're kind of sprinting towards the entrance to it. There's suddenly a flash of light behind you, and 2 figures fall onto the ground.
Oh no.
They both kind of stand up. One with long ginger hair that has been stained with blood, in this kind of very druidic outfit, clutching onto her lower abdomen, holding up another familiar figure in white robes, a very tall figure with a staff.
Gandalf?
Sage and Rayna both hobble towards you. You can see that Rayna is heavily bleeding from the top of her head, and her already red hair has been stained this dark blood red. Clutching her lower abdomen as well. Sage has blood trickling down from his eyes and his nose. One of his arms is limp by his side as he kind of uses Rayna for support as they hobble over.
No, actually.
Oh god, what is going on?
Rayna pulls out a flask of this glowing blue liquid and she takes a swig from it. And the wound on her head slowly closes up and the blood from her hair dissipates. And she offers it to Sage, and you see him put his hand up and reject it. And he gives her a nod, and you hear him say, "I think it is time, Rayna." And you see Rayna, her face appears to drop, and she flings her arms around him and gives him a hug. Before she turns to you all, and he slowly walks over as well. "We do not have much time. You must all get out of here."
Well, we can help. We're here now.
No. Take these. And he pulls,
No.
He pulls these wrapped parcels out of his bag, and he passes them over to you all. Says, "Please, take them.
But
Rayna will go with you. Please, just take these."
what about everyone in the village? You know?
The village is already gone. I'm sorry, there is nothing we can do about it. And Rayna turns to you all and says, "We must go. It is no longer safe here."
I want to run up to Rayna. I just want to grab her hand. I just want to yank her with me. And just like
Candle, not
start
now.
running. Just start like out of here.
Well,
We need to get. What about Leah? She's still in the. I'll go get her.
We'll
don't worry.
pass her. We'll take the dog. It's
He turns to you, Tink, and he crouches down and says, "I'm sorry we could not find your friend together, Tink, but Rayna will help you. I promise we will find him."
That's okay. Can we not help you?
I'm nearly gone, little frog. But you keep those things safe that I've given to you. Alright?
Do we have one each? Do we have one each? Or are they breakable?
There's 2 parcels.
Okay.
I'll take one, I guess. Or
I'll take
both of them.
Just
One
opens
is
the bag
about-
of holding.
One is about this size, and one is about this size.
I'll take the
I wanna
smaller
take
one.
the bigger
Jax
one.
just opens
I'm
the bag
very
of holding. Just
not-
there.
Do not stop to open them until
Okay.
you've got at least a day away from here. Head to
Okay.
Dragaron.
Check on. Okay.
Friends, more will be explained, but I will miss you all greatly. Now go, shoo. Be out of here. And he stands up and he kind of beckons you away with his hand.
I'll start making my way away. The
And
village.
grab Pink and Tower
Oh,
and start
I'm gonna
running.
grab Lee.
But I don't. Okay.
What is it?
I don't know.
Do you have an idea?
As
No.
you're running away, are you all keeping eyes in front of you, or are any of you looking?
I want to look.
I
I'm
am-
not looking back.
I am I'm like last,
I'm
though, like
trying to-
running away, and I'm like constantly looking at the purple thing.
Roll
Is
a
anyone
perception
going for
check.
Rayna,
Sorry,
or
if
is
you want to.
I'm
Rayna's
rolling
all
or
back.
for not for
Rayna's
for
still
Leah?
there.
Sorry,
I
for
said I was
Leah.
gonna go for Lee. Yeah.
19.
Okay, take the
Dog.
dog.
Advantage anyway. So 5 for me.
Okay. 5, 19, 14. Bongo, as you stare at the mage in the sky, though he is probably a good mile away from while he floats over, you feel him stare back at you, deep inside, and it chills you to the bone.
I'm keeping an eye on Sage.
He does not move. As you all run away, Sage kind of looks to all of you. He gives a distant nod. He picks up his staff. He shrugs his back and he starts limping back towards the town.
Doom engineering lunatics.
Before the buildings around him block your vision of him and he walks into the flames.
No.
You see bolts of white and purple connect back between the mage and wherever Sage went on the ground.
I'm like kind
And
of
it
like going
continues
like,
as you-
damn it.
And this continues as you walk away, well, run away swiftly towards the mountains of Tregoron. And this is where we're going to take our break.
Take our break.
That was
A crying break.
Damn, I loved Grandpa. Sage was so cool.
No more friends. He's gone forever.
Oh my. Are we on
Yeah,
break?
can't
Win?
have shit
Win?
and switch to everyone.
Win, are we on a break?
Win is gone. Win is gone.
Win just ran out. Win?
I can check, I'm watching the stream.
No, it's not
We're
on
not on the
break.
break.
On stream.
Win!
Win!
We're not on the break, by the way.
We're not!
Alright, guess we gotta continue.
Guys, we gotta do something fun for the audience
Everyone,
while we
get
wait.
the hand puppets out quickly.
Well,
Okay, I have my sock
We
drawer
don't want to
right
see your
here.
sock, Vic. Please don't show us your sock.
What do you
I
mean?
got suck puppets. I can do that.
Okay, this is okay.
I have a
This
little
is
bird
better
in
than
the
I
way.
hoped.
So you can keep everyone
little boy.
entertained.
No, I'm going to Lou. Actually, have
Little
fun
boy.
keeping everyone entertained.
He's our little boy. He's my favorite. He's one of my favorite little beans. Look at him. Love him.
Hello, it's me, the Doom engineering lunatic that destroys random towns for no fucking reason.
I
This is
have
my-
always, like, since session 1, I have dubbed him the purple sorcerer in all my notes. And
Guys,
now
I
I have notes that is
guys,
just like,
I am
yes.
I am the purple guy, after all. I murder everything. I move on
Only
from
bring
children.
up food, that's his only weakness.
The only reason
after
I know
they,
about Purple Guy is because of fucking FNAF the musical.
After they
FNAF the musical.
Do you not know that? It has
This is
Markiplier.
a travesty.
Excuse me.
Markiplier is in it. He sings. It's amazing.
You know, I hate musicals at the best of times, but fucking Five Nights at Freddy's musical.
Yeah, but like Markiplier is in it, and it's only like half an hour or so.
After the lore of FNAF ended, you see, I'm still alive, and now I've traveled back in time to D&D. I am now. I've
like-
conquered the lore of FNAF, and now I'm conquering the lore of Celaria. I moved on from murdering children
We
to
need
murdering
Matt Pat to
fucking
do, like-
everybody.
Whilst the
Anyway.
Gator hater isn't here, Montgomery Gator supremacy.
Come back.
Win. Ah.
It's just not
The purple
What
guy,
an
the
asshole.
purple guy will
Wait.
forever kill people.
Look out.
Lily, is there
I
any
am
chance you can
the-
log in and
What?
bring us to break screen?
No, I'm not streaming.
We gotta
Oh,
hack
no.
him. That's the only solution.
And having taken control of Celaria,
Can we all go spam win?
I am
He's not in the
taking
room.
control of
He's not gonna
Multiclassed.
see it.
His phone, maybe.
Purple guy's gonna be in every single campaign this channel ever
Oh, we
screened.
can just chill out for a bit.
Don't worry, I'll make sure there's a purple sorcerer.
I can
in every
finally
chapter ever
fucking
run.
talk to Reina. I am so excited. Oh
I'm
my
excited for
god.
What do you think? She goes like, well, bye, buddy.
Yeah,
and
she
disappears.
just shows up like,
See, that's because it's
goodbye.
final.
Get out of here.
She just, like, Kendall pulls her with them, and then she turns to Tink when we're all saved, like, Tink, this is the stuff you need to know. Bye! And she just shoots out.
Win. Win.
Win!
Win. Win. Win.
When? Win, no matter what. Win.
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 Shut
Win.
up,
Win.
Great,
Win.
great.
Put that on the
Oh,
break.
Great.
Hello.
Let's
We like-
go!
we like-
Hi!
Welcome back to Purple Guy.
I
As
am
the party treks their way away from Old Shore, the flames in the distance, occasionally mixed in with the occasional sparks of white and purple.
Oh,
The thunder kind of drowning out the sound, and the flames still like a horrible beacon in this kind of dark blackness around you. You keep running towards Dragoron.
Doesn't Lily go after the other woman?
Yeah,
Tara
yeah.
has Lee with her.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was also said I was
And the
gonna
dog?
go with Lee as well.
The dog's running along with you.
I
No,
launch
the
the
dog has
into
been
the
engulfed in
town.
flames.
Yeah. I throw the dog in. No, I'm joking.
The
Yeah, the
dog
dog's
was
coming.
drafted by the military while you were looking.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how far would you all like to run?
As far as I can go without getting more exhausted. I
Yeah,
guess.
as far as like
Okay.
we go, so like we are.
I think
guess, sort of,
as
like we can't really see.
the smoke
Yeah.
after the above the town. Yeah.
Okay. So, you carry on running. Hundreds of feet. Into kilometers. Into miles. You make about 4 miles of distance before trees and rocks start cropping up around you as you head towards the mountain. Until your feet, you feel, cannot carry you any longer.
This would be a good time to regroup, I think.
Are we far enough away?
Raina
I
kind
don't-
of turns around and says, "This should be fine here."
Oh, hey.
I drop down off Rufus.
Sorry.
I drop down off Rufus.
Yeah. So, what is your name, if I may? Because you took the woman off of me before.
Raina,
I couldn't. Nice to meet you, Raina. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna whisper to Kendall. Can I have my badge back? This glass eye is getting sore.
I just like rip off the patch without breaking it, drop it in his lap, and then tackle Reina into a hug.
hello.
This is-
It's been a while.
Echo.
She kind of holds your head in her hands.
You've been.
It is a long story.
I don't care. You're not leaving me anytime soon. We have time for a long story because you're not going anywhere.
I wish we had time for a long story, but we need to find a place for just sitting down and resting. We cannot go any further in this weather.
Will Dragoron be safe?
We will not make it to Dragoron in time. We are exhausted now.
It's
No,
some
no,
50
no.
miles
Oh.
away.
Can I start looking around for somewhere to rest?
Make a perception or survival check, those who want to.
I would like
Raina is going to make one as well.
What terrain is this again?
Pardon?
Can I ask what terrain this is, where we're standing?
This is still meadows or grasslands at the
Okay,
moment.
okay, I was just wondering. I forgot that's supposed to be disadvantage, hang on. I'm still exhausted. Okay. It's okay, it's 13.
I can. I'm gonna
I rolled a
roll
22.
Nice.
Never mind.
Wait, do you all have to make survival checks?
No, you don't have to.
No.
Between those who look around, Raina kind of helps you all with it. You find a kind of rock formation that allows for a little kind of cavey inlet in the side of a hill that you can see there's evidence of people have stayed here, probably along the trek from Old Shore or Eristay to Tregoron. There's a kind of scuffed out campfire and evidence of kind of scratchings and etchings in the wall. And you'll kind of tuck in and pile in there out of the wind and the rain.
And are we at like the base of the mountain yet, or are we just?
No,
still in the
not
meadows?
quite. The mountains are very visible at this point, obviously, as you approach closer and closer.
Alright. Rufus is kind of eyeing the mountains a little
They
bit.
kind of tower up into the clouds where you're unable to see the peaks of them. They're kind of the occasional ripple of lightning through them illuminates the kind of overwhelming silhouette through the clouds. But for now, you are dry
Um,
and out of the wind.
I'm sat on the log.
We saw the transformed creatures that the guy was that the magic man was making.
Mm-hmm.
Can I kind of think back whether I saw something like this before? Like, what kind of creature was that?
Make a Arcana check.
Alright, let's try. 16.
You do not recall them exactly, but you can muster it as some kind of necromantic magic that, while not raising the dead, it almost zombifies a living creature in order to work for yourself. You've seen this kind of dark magic before, maybe not studying it yourself, but it is not quite raising the dead, more like turning the living.
Why does this always seem to happen sooner or later? Some egotistical maniac growing power hungry and reaching for the darkest of secrets without probably understanding the consequences that could bring.
I don't know.
Raina begins setting up a small campfire around where the scuffed out one had been. She kind of raises her hand and makes a small flame and embers kind of light from the fire. She lets out kind of a big sigh, and you manage to catch a couple of tears leave her eyes and kind of drip down next to the fire. As she's
I hug her. I like hug her. I don't know what to say. I'm so bad.
So you two know each other?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's my twin sister.
I did notice the resemblance before.
I mean, you're dressed the same.
You can really tell by the completely different hair color, can't you? Not identical, but
You can just like on the you
twins.
can tell from the different hair color. Just
Twins nonetheless.
Oh, okay.
There's
It
two.
is-
Lovely.
Raina has noticeably more vibrant eyes than Kendall, being this kind of bright green colour, and a much more slim and stern looking face. The hints of battle wounds that Kendall, some of which you do not recognise. But nonetheless, you can see the resemblance between what you have seen of Ares and what you do see of Raina now.
Hope your sibling has less inclinations towards setting friendly people on fire.
I want to pick up a rock and throw it at him.
You go through the air at Bongo. Raina lets out a little chuckle.
He has done nothing.
You have not lost your temper.
He's done nothing but get on my nerves the entire time.
I say the same for you. You just hear the other side of the cave.
I could not care less.
I've heard of you, Bongo. We've not met before, but I've heard of you.
You
And
know this man?
not know him.
Of course, you've heard of him. Everyone don't assume.
I've heard of everyone here, obviously. It's hard not to.
You've been following us, haven't you? And I'm like pointing at my little dagger because I've been like stabbing the log. And I'm like, you've been following us, right?
I would assume Sage would have told you about us.
Yes, I have not been following you, more of keeping an eye on you.
That sounds a bit like following.
Yeah, small frog, the parcels. Recommend you open them now.
But he
Yes.
said not till we get a day away. We far enough away.
We should be far away enough here.
Yeah.
Hasn't Rufus got one? He's got the bigger one.
Rufus has one and you have one, but yes. Whoever has them, I recommend you open them.
Okay. I would like to open the box.
Okay, I'm just going to
His
change the music
eyes
quickly.
bouncing for the first time since he sat down, and opens up the box.
Okay. So, in one, the one that Tink opens is a kind of a sheathed dagger, and the pouch itself is very plain and simple. Nothing too amazing about the pouch, but the dagger itself is extremely decorated, heavily decorated and made from this metal you are completely unfamiliar with. It almost has this kind of magenta sheen to a silver metal, and it has all kinds of intricate details carved in it. There's almost no area of the handle that you can see that doesn't have some kind of etching in it. Rufus, yours has a kind of very safely packaged, almost like a kind of, how do I describe it? It's like one of those puffy letter packages that has yes,
Amazon.
that has no a more fantasy version of an Amazon, padded with all bits of
Ye old
thick
Amazon.
parchment,
Yield Amazon.
and inside is a neatly folded letter.
I'm gonna take out the letter, and I guess I'll scan read it first.
There is a lot of writing.
Oh, God.
Fuck.
You're getting this, right?
Are you able to
Holly,
copy paste it, and then I
you
might
are
just read it out to everyone?
I can read it for you. if
That would
you
be
wish.
fine.
Ollie, dramatic reading. Let's go.
So, the letter itself, very well, neatly written, in a very kind of cursive writing. I will send you this after I've read it as well. So, please hold on. It's quite a lot of reading, I know, but it is a
Story
letter.
time with Uncle Ollie.
That's so exciting.
this is our bedtime story, guys.
So you take off the seal
Snooky.
and you read the letter.
Let me grab my pillow.
My dear friends, to you all, it must have seemed like we met just a few days ago. However, to me, it is another story. The circumstances of you all coming by this message, and there are now events set in motion.
You cut out.
Cut out.
Oh fuck, where did I cut out?
The circumstances of you.
The circumstances of you all coming by this message. Oh fuck, why does it keep cutting out?
Just turn off your voice activity. Just set it to like the minimum, so that it's always active for a minute. Just wait.
Hang on. Fucking
He
Discord.
likes to
stop
want you to
cutting
say
me
that
out.
one thing.
It doesn't want you to say that one thing. Yeah,
You can change the open mic.
Automatically.
yeah, turn that off.
Well, now you're not. Now you're
Fuck you,
muted.
you
Now you're
completely.
muted.
Oh, God.
Never
Is that good?
Nobody can hear you. There you go.
Oh, you're
that
back.
good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just
Try
going
and
to
say
put it
the
like
thing
that.
again.
Hello, can you hear me? Even when I whisper?
Yes.
ASMR, yes, please.
Alright, I'm going to put it up a bit.
Whisper the entire letter.
ASMR.
The circumstances of you all coming by this message were inevitable, and there are now a few events set in motion that are unpreventable. However, even if you don't know now, you all knew this originally, and that is all why you are joined here together. Because indeed, we have known each other for a long time, but in order to ensure the safety of each of you, and the dagger I have given you, we have all agreed that I should erase this time from each of your individual memories, just as I had done from Leodrix.
Oh my god. Sorry.
You can see each of your signatures on the reverse of this letter, giving me your permission to do so. And indeed, if you flip it over, you do see everyone's perfectly signed signature on the back.
Rufus is freaking out.
That's why Holly asked for our signature for the
Yeah.
Christmas present. This is it.
This
No,
is
that's
a
not
kid.
right.
This is a
Holly
great
has been
product
in on
for
this
bullying.
master path.
It was a play.
Bruh, I no.
Is
I'm
Anyway.
just kidding.
Shut the fuck up.
Is
You-
mine there as well?
Yours is not there, Bongo.
Is mine there?
Tink, yours is.
Wow.
Bongo's not there.
You may not believe me, but question yourselves. Why would you be here otherwise? A random instinct? Why would Taro and Rufus suddenly decide to cross treacherous seas? Why would Kendall suddenly feel drawn to such a bland part of the world in search for Raina? Why would a random pendant that Shax finds direct her to here of all places? Why would Rayvar search for his powerful wizard father in a very much unmagical part of the world? Why would Heinvo have joined him? Why would Tink leave her swamp to find her friend all the way out here? And why would you all feel so compelled to bring Bongo along with you all?
Good question. Good question.
I
Very
called
good
most of
question.
you here to Old Shore many months ago because I needed your help, and you all needed mine. For many years I had worked at Sage's Point, Rayvar's birthplace, helping prevent magical anomalies from damaging our world. We Furbolgs gain our names from our professions, hence my name of Sage. I left the point after the mages there began overstepping their line, interfering with political conflicts that didn't concern them, and I here established Old Shore, a haven for those who needed protection from magic, and for those who needed help easing their minds. One day, I sensed a huge magical anomaly around Eristay. I made sure to go as quick as I could to make it before any of the Sage's Point wizards could interfere. There had been a tear through to our world from another, a different plane, and unaware of it at the time, through it came your friend Bongo, and a vast array of broken magical components. The device in Bongo's possession must have shrouded my vision of him, and he evaded my sights for much of this time. But among the scraps of the broken artifacts, I found this dagger that I have given you. The magical power held within this dagger is beyond imaginable, and the tear between worlds must have instilled a large amount of other planar energy within it. And I was not the only one who knew about this power. A dark and powerful mage, unknown, unnamed, and from an unknown origin, knew of this power too. He attacked Old Shore, turning my own people into monsters to use against me, and he nearly ended me there and then. I only just managed to fend him off, but it maimed me doing so. I had to know more about the dagger and its importance, and so I studied it for many years, locking it away behind untraceable magic. I discovered markings on the dagger, hidden in minute detail, and I used scrying to trace any origins of the symbol that I could in this world or possibly others. That is when I found all of you. I do not know why these symbols are linked to each one of you, and I wish I had more answers, but I do not. I sent you all messages telepathically warning you of the danger you may be in, and promised I would help you all in whatever ways I could. And over the next few weeks, you all arrived here in Old Shore, with the exclusion of Bongo, who I still could not find. I told you all about the dagger and the dark mage, and that I could protect you here in Old Shore. You stayed for many weeks. We spent endless days and nights in each other's companies, dancing around campfires, studying the dagger and building up the community here in Old Shore. You even knew Tink and the others you rescued originally.
What?
It was also here that Kendall and Raina were reunited for the first time. Raina had also been here in Old Shore, having left the tribe suddenly and encountering an ancient evil from the Fae. She sought out my help, and to this day I have protected her from it. Unfortunately, that is up to her now. I spend nights scrying to try and search for Spurt and for Rayvar's father, unfortunately to no avail. Shax and I studied her amulet meticulously, devising some form of connection to this dagger, and yet we needed more information. I helped Heimvel to focus his newfound powers as much as I could. The community raised money and goods to send back to Taro and Rufus's people to ensure their well-being. We were all our own family here, but we all knew it would have to end one day. I had set a red herring for the Dark Mage, a false magical source that I had put in Cerulville. Every time he attacked, the King Bardan had his archmages and his people defend the town with excellence, fending off the forces. But some years ago, the king and his mages were murdered mysteriously. The new king, his youngest son Gale, was not prepared to defend this helm, and the town would suffer tremendously after every attack. Yet the Dark Mage could never find the dagger that he sought after. The mayor of Cerulville, Erold, came to despise the brother of his for not defending his own town, and had to silence any of the witnesses of these attacks in order to keep the reputation up. 3 volunteers from Oldshore went to live in Cerulville and protect it as much as they could. Stint was one of these, and he worked his way into working for the mayor, advising him how to run the town as best as he could to do with the attacks. Gerin Triskin and Merith Rungspell were wizards who I had the pleasure of teaching, and they used whatever banishing magic they could to dispel the mage. There were a few times where Erold nearly caught them as witnesses, but they managed to skip the blame, one time framing a man called Bellamy Artwright, and others managing to slip out entirely. But they eventually got caught, and Erold's men were on their trail, and to avoid bringing them all to Oldshore, they fled to Dragaron. With no one left to defend the town, when you all arrived, we started to devise a plan to end these attacks and work out the connection with the dagger. We decided that you would all set out to try and find Bongo and whatever remnants of the other world we had in his possession, and to draw the mage away from Cerulville and back to Oldshore, and to me. I had secretly accepted that I would almost definitely lose my life to this mage, and it would lead to the downfall of Oldshore itself. But with all of you to continue on the work, there was still hope. With all of your personal consent, I modified your memories of ever coming to Oldshore, of ever meeting me and each other, in order to protect you all on the mission, so that he could not pry into your minds. And so, as my last request, I ask that you continue on this journey, this quest to discover more about the dagger and your connections to it, and whatever this device Bongo has is, and put an end to this world's suffering. There is a bigger darkness coming, and the mage only grows stronger. I'm sorry that I am unable to continue this journey with you. I'm sorry that you will not recall our time together, but to my grave I will never forget it. Make haste to Tregoron now, friends. We will meet again, Sage.
That was a lot.
All to you in Foundry.
Yeah.
That was a fuck lot.
Wow, Rufus, you did a really good review of his voice. It was really good.
Rufus is just fucking shaking as he's reading all this. And I'm also shaking as I'm hearing all this.
What's
Yeah,
the
no, Ollie, I said just as a joke. I said as a joke, like we've actually played this game. We've played this campaign before. You just hit us really hard in the head each, and now we don't remember it. Yeah, we actually.
Can you please sum up everything because we're all a little bit confused.
Did you like say it completely again?
I was freaking out and zoning out and like trying to.
You can see it on Forge. There you go. Look at this.
You can see it on
Can
Forge.
you scroll? It scrolls.
Forge. Oh my god! Brilliant. Okay.
Where?
Can you
on
summarize?
Foundry.
Hang on.
It's on
I
Foundry.
can change permissions so you can all see it.
I'm just copy pasting
There you
it
go. It should
into
be
my own
in
word.
the journal entry section in Foundry for you.
Right.
So
I can see it
it
now.
makes sense that they need the puffy package because look how fucking long this letter would have been. It must have folded it like 12 times.
Long
It's
scroll.
a couple of pages.
Yeah. How?
I'm not. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not in a mental state to really read this. Can you
This
just
is
summarize the
1300 words.
Correct.
What is
Right.
this? What's the meaning of all this?
We've done this before.
You knew about this.
No.
It says it right here, old man, that we didn't know.
Is Rena's signature on it?
Where do we know?
Raina's signature is not on it.
What a bitch!
The world
We'll
have you
join
gotten
in
me
your memory.
into? Who is this man? I was doing steady progress, and you've dragged me out here. I've got you. And to think I was starting to believe you could be trustworthy.
But we didn't know. This is not our.
Bongo, this is... While, yes, apparently we did set out to find you, we didn't know that that was the goal. We didn't know what the goal was, but we took you... Well, we brought you with us because we thought that you would be helpful to us. We didn't bring you with us because this guy said that we should bring you. We brought you because we need you.
What for?
Don't fucking know the
Well,
entire
apparently
point of
this-
memory erasing! Oh my god!
Raina, please.
Oh.
Raina, please. I'm just like stepping back. I'm like, Raina, please.
Kendall.
Explain what is
And
Oh.
happening.
are you...
It is a lot
yes.
to process, I know.
Oh, listen, you. You've been mean to me all the time, but don't you dare silence me now.
Bongo. Without these people here, the mage would have found you and murdered you years ago.
Years ago.
If he doesn't watch out, I'm gonna murder him.
Without
It's quiet
Sage's
for
help,
Kendall.
you would be in a grave, well, worse, strolling the land as a lifeless, mutated, undead creature. These are your
Yes.
friends, even though it may not seem it.
You're damn right it doesn't seem it. I'm gonna fend for myself. If that, with that, I want to take a look around if there's like any like place like around where it would be like slightly dimmer light, like any like dense thickets or like crumble of rocks or something like that.
Make a perception check.
Perception. 14.
There's another kind of not as sheltered rock outlet, kind of just a little further away.
How far?
Along the path. Probably about 30 feet. It's not terribly far away. There's quite a lot of them around here.
Okay, 30 feet. I would like to slide my dagger across my palm to become invisible for about 6 seconds, and dash over there and just duck in there, triggering my feet to become invisible as long as I don't move.
Well, that's
Certainly.
Seems
so,
like his problem.
From what I understand right now, Rufus is just trying his very best to remain like rational right now. From what I understand, we're here, and please correct me if I'm wrong because this is a lot to take in. We are all here to try and prevent... No, I don't understand at all.
We've done this before. We've been here before.
Yes, but it seems to me like Bongo's presence is a big deal and he's just fucking gone. So how is everything...
Yeah.
I mean, I
Bongo.
go home.
now?
Bongo is not the only unique one here. You are all tied to this other planar
It's nice.
I
artifact.
don't want to deal with this. Can we? I just wanna go back.
You cannot. There is no back.
Let's go back.
All I wanted was to find you, go back home. And are you telling me I'm not even allowed to do that?
Home is not home anymore. It's
You can just fuck off. All I did for weeks was try and find you. And your signature isn't even on there, so you knew. You knew all of this.
I was following
And
you
you
the
left-
whole time so I could make sure your ass didn't get killed.
I could have just stayed home with you. Why did it have to be like this?
Because I needed protecting by Sage from... It is not important. This is...
Oh, no, you don't get to pull that crap right now. Not
This
important.
is more important. This dagger right here. We are still within miles of that mage. We must focus on this. This is more important. I'm sorry, Kendall, but that is the way.
That's, by the way, the first time the entire party has.
I
heard
knew that
Kendall
was your
say-
net, sorry.
We fucking do it. That's great.
Damn straight. No. So what now? Do we keep going? Day.
We're exhausted. We will rest here for a while. Sage will keep him at bay as long as he can.
How long was that be? He was pretty much spent last.
The old man has a fire in him, I can tell you that. He's willing to take it to his grave, so he will fight for a while.
Okay.
But each one of you, you are connected to this and each other in some way.
Good.
Every one of you, Tink, Jax, Taro, all of you.
A quick question. Do I take damage from the stunt I pulled?
Yes, you take 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
Think.
As they are talking, Shax is listening, but she's like moving herself closer to the exit from the little area we are, just because she starts looking out just to keep an eye on where Bongo has gone.
You cannot
She's
see
trying to
him
figure
at
out-
all.
Yeah, no, but she's just gonna keep an eye out, see if she can spot him. Just not get. If she does spot him, just won't get too close, but just doesn't want anything to happen. So she's just gonna sit there and keep watch on him if she can find him.
Bongo is standing still under the rock and stares
think I wanted to
at
go
the party.
Was there a way that we could call the vulture?
Yeah. I take out the little necklace whistle.
I'd like to blow the whistle and then give you back the necklace.
Thank you.
Just kind of watch the skies for a second.
It'll take a while to
Yeah,
get there.
Yeah,
alright.
It's not like immediate teleport.
Yeah.
bird.
In that case, while I'm waiting, I'm
Amazon
gonna
delivery.
come and sit beside Kendall. I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm just gonna be kind of there.
Kendall's not doing poggers.
I'll start taking out my rations, and I'll
Siblings, am I right?
offer like I'll offer one of my rations to Kendall, but I'm not gonna say anything if they don't want.
They don't notice.
Raina kind of looks around at all of your faces, the kind of light of the small campfire illuminating hers.
It's just like still just like stern, like scowl look, but she's not really looking in any
I will
direction. It's
try-
out of the cave.
I'll try as best as I can to pick up where Sage left off in helping all of you with your personal problems as well. Think we will find your friend. I promise. Shax, we will sort out your amulet. Rufus, Taro, we will help your people out more. Heinval, we will get to the bottom of your powers.
Maybe one.
Kendall, we will make things right. And Bongo, if you're listening, we will get you back to your home eventually. We will help you with your studies. It is important. But for now, we are all lumped in this together. Even if you hate each other. Even if you hate me, Kendall. But, I'm just sorry for all of you that you cannot remember it all. But it was the only way, if you can understand.
I think I do. I understand what it's like to have family. And
Right,
for the second time, I'd like to go
everyone
home
get
again.
a bit of rest. You can either take a short rest or a long rest now, depending on what you wish to do.
Short rest or
I'm taking that long
rest.
rest. I need that
I'm-
exhaustion gone, thank you.
If you're going to settle down after
I
for a
want to
long rest, then
cast
that's
animal friendship again because I don't want to risk it running out.
Dog.
Meanwhile,
The dog is
just
going
kills
nuts on
everyone
Lee.
in the night.
Yeah, Lee is dead. The dog has killed him.
Like
Is it? It needs to roll wisdom saving.
oh,
waiting for a moment once.
Yeah, that's fair.
Waiting for a
I'm
moment
gonna-
once definitely no one is looking. Bongo's just gonna roll out and like roll the other way and quietly just try to quietly and I'm gonna do that like once it's already after getting dark. I'm gonna like slowly crawl my way away from where people are sitting.
Okay. Is anyone staying up for watches tonight?
Yeah, I'm
mean,
staying up with Raina probably.
I'll
I
start
mean,
the
I'm
first
already
one,
up,
because
just
I'm already
staring
waiting for
out
Vulture.
anyways. So
I mean,
I'm
if you would
also
all
waiting
like
for
to talk to
vultures,
each
so-
other for a little while before you rest, then that is fine. But you can all.
What time are we
If not,
done
that's
today?
10. Half time, I believe. Okay, Raina is going to stay up for a while as well.
I have to ask, how much of what we remember is false or is altered or...
I do not know exactly. I'm just in the details of the big picture, if you see what I mean. But
And we all supposedly knew you and Sage. Is this correct?
correct.
How do we know you're not lying? I mean, I know there's witches. I'm just curious.
I mean, I have never
Supposed to mean.
I've never had to trust something that contradicts exactly what I know before. It's difficult.
Oh no,
It is-
why would she lie about it?
I
It is
don't
hard
know.
to doubt
I
your
don't
memory.
know her. I don't know her, and apparently I don't know myself. I don't know.
You do know yourself, Rufus. It is okay. It was just a small period of time that you have had replaced. It is. It is difficult, I understand, and no matter what I say, it is hard to believe because you can only trust your heads, and your heads have been altered, so. But you've got to trust what Sage has said in this letter, and you have to trust Sage knew me, and that I want what is best for all of us.
I think I trust you.
I'm glad. I may not be able to help the whole time, as Sage has explained. I am having a few problems of my own as of recently.
Sorry.
It is fine, but
Can I?
But you did save my life, so. I think.
yes,
Was that you?
that,
Was that someone else?
that was me.
Okay.
That
Was
was
that
my
you
fault.
or was that someone else?
I don't know how many blue cloak elves there are. I don't, be several.
Can I kind of take Raina a little bit aside?
Mm-hmm.
Also, what's the weather like?
Shit.
It's still raining.
Looks like it's going to
down,
rain.
Looks like it's gonna continue raining.
So Rena kind of comes to one side, and this small kind of
It's all
dugout
because of Reina.
kind of
That's her name after all.
she puts her hood up and kind of steps outside, so there's kind of more privacy.
Alright, I'm gonna kind of in a hushed voice to try and make sure that no one else hears. I'm just gonna say, look, I don't know what happened before, and I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is your sibling, you need to spend some time with your sibling. They are not in a good place, and I believe that a lot of it has to do with your absence. I'm not saying it wasn't necessary or it was intentional or whatever, but they really need you.
My presence around Kendall endangers them.
Well, we are all here to protect you both. You must
It is
spend some time.
it is
Please.
not as simple as that. But I will try while I can.
Alright. And
Right.
at this, Rufus just kind of steps away, and I'm gonna go back, and I guess I will take first watch alongside anyone. I don't know, but
I'm
mostly
set up
go to
with
sleep, yeah.
Rufus for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rainer is staying up for the next
Making my
4
sword.
hours.
While they're like talking first, I'm gonna first slowly and quietly and taking pauses every couple of steps. Gonna try to like crawl away from them, and once I get like a certain distance, I'm gonna just start walking in the direction of Tregorum, and I'm gonna walk like that for about as much as a watch would take.
Okay. The further you walk away from the party, the more you hear this voice in the back of your mind. A familiar voice. Come on, Bongo. Oh, you gotta do this for us. I entrusted every single one of these people, including you, with this. They do not hate you, they do not despise you. And I think that you would, I thought you might leave as soon as you were given this, so on a dying man's words, please, for the sake of yourself and for them, they have traveled with you this whole time.
Sort of mumble in my mind. I understand you, Sage. But you have to realize all I have for proof is your word. Now, that is not little from a person like you. However, it is not quite enough to convince me. I will not stay close-minded. That is not the way of researcher. But it will take more than just that. I am sorry.
Then continue on alone, as you always have. And the voice fades. So, first watch, who was doing first watch?
I think me and Rufus.
You and
Kendall,
Rufus?
Kendall is awake, but Kendall's not actively watching. Kendall's just petting the dog, and
So-
yeah.
Give me some perception checks from
Give me some perception.
Rufus. Give me some perception.
Oh, that's a nat one.
That's
I'm
11.
too busy staring at the mountain anyway.
I am like just like unfurling bits of the shield and tightening back in, unfurling bits of the shield and tightening back in.
Don't know. You do not notice much throughout the night. The storm does eventually pass and gives way to a peaceful, clear night sky. The moonlight kind of illuminating the ground all around where you are camping. Excuse me. All of the stars, you can see hundreds of thousands. I'm losing my voice. You are undisturbed for your shift.
I like slowly as it goes on just end up like leaning my head on Rufus's like arm. I don't say anything. I just kind of like lean.
Halfway through the watch, I just wanna speak. Wanna like take out the empty moon water. I just wanna like set it down, and I just wanna say to Reina, guess I used it all. It was the only thing I really had from home.
He kind of looks out and looks up at the moon. It is not quite time for me to refill, I'm afraid.
Say at least till the next full moon, just to refill it.
If I am here, I will do so.
From across the campfire, can I ask how long are you staying?
Until it is no longer safe for you all for me to do so.
How long is that?
I do not know.
You're not
Okay.
leaving.
It
I'm not
feels to
letting
me
you.
like we haven't been safe since we left Erste.
I haven't been safe at all. I just have
Your
a
presence or no?
no worries.
Sage has masked the artifact and you all as best as he can. He prepared for the mage's return. You should all be, once you get out of here, you should be safe for a while.
Okay.
I do not know what you will do after. I'm going to be honest, I do not know where to even start with all of this. But you're a clever bunch, I'm sure. You'll come up with something.
Are you going to be gone in the morning? Are you going to just leave?
I will try and announce when I am leaving.
Okay.
Does the vulture arrive during the first watch?
No, Vulture does not arrive.
Hmm.
Who's up next?
You can take a watch.
Kendall is gonna stay up as long as Reina stays up.
Yeah, I can take a watch.
Certainly.
Yeah, I'm going to do one. Is it still at disadvantage? Asking.
You have not had a full rest yet, so it would be.
Okay,
yes.
so still put it at that. Yeah, cool.
Mine is with disadvantage. Good thing I already rolled my nat one.
I can.
Okay, that's 19 with a disadvantage.
I'll
Pretty
do
good.
one too.
Certainly.
It's a 10.
Again, very undisturbed. A much calmer night than the past day, weather-wise. Very peaceful sense in the air, but also a lot of tension you can feel. You are once again
She's
not
just-
disturbed by anything.
Jax is just dead silent, like throughout the entire watch. It's not a single word. She doesn't really move.
Okay.
After walking as much distance as Bongo could, he's going to look for some place shielded from the rain and potentially from sunrise when the from light when the sunrise comes.
Make a perception or survival check.
Perception. Let's go. It's a 3.
You can't find anything too special. There's a kind of shrubbed area that might be able to shield you. It wouldn't provide much cover, but
I'm more interested in light than in rain protection.
I mean,
So yeah,
the trees do thicken the further you go along here. These kind of large fir trees that kind of most towering some good 20 feet or more.
okay.
So there is a lot of protection from light, so to speak. So you could hide under trees. There's areas where trees have fallen over to create hidden alcoves. You could probably hide amongst.
I'm probably going to just What would be the consequences if I continue walking for the length of another watch?
You'd probably receive a point of exhaustion as you will not have a full rest.
Okay. No. I'm gonna try to find a somewhat promising place in terms of light coverage, and I'm gonna just sit
Yeah.
down under it.
It's
and
not perfect, but it will do for now.
It will do for the night.
Okay. So, who's taking the last? Is it the last watch at this point? Or is there
No,
one
it's the third.
third watch?
I can do it.
Yeah, Tink.
Is Reina staying up?
Raina is staying up for one more. She's rather restless.
Shit.
It's all right.
Yeah, then Kendall's staying up too.
Raina kind of comes over to you while you're staying up, Tink, and she kind of crouches down next to you. You probably do not remember me that much, do you?
No, I can't say I do.
Well, we did get on well, and I hope we will continue to do so now that you have met me once again.
Yeah, we can be friends.
Yeah, I really liked your lamp the last time we met. I thought it was quite unique.
Oh, why thank you.
Your friend, describe him to me again?
She's red,
Red.
about same height. Also a frog.
Yes. Well, if I ever find myself around the swamps or, well, anywhere really, I will keep an eye out, I promise.
Thank you.
It is okay. Do you miss your home?
Sometimes. Occasionally.
You always seem very, very chirpy, very positive.
Yeah.
I think these people need that.
Well, there's not much other choice, really.
There's always a choice, but it's how you want the story to end, really.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Do not lose sight on finding your friend just because of this. There is still hope for everyone here.
I hope so. And can I get out my poster, my hand-drawn poster,
Mm-hmm.
and just show it to her?
Ah, yes, I remember seeing this. It's a lovely little drawing.
Thanks.
I will remember it, don't worry. Right, get some rest, little frog.
Ah, you too.
Thank you. And she kind of sits down with her legs crossed, hands on her knees, and closes her eyes and begins to meditate. Last watch, anyone?
Kendall also goes to meditate when Reina does.
I'll do it.
What?
Okay. Go for it. Give me that roll.
Give me
Give
that
me that.
roll, boy.
Spicy meat roll.
Oh, I've lost. Right.
Lost my character.
I've lost my character sheet. Shit.
I've lost
It's
D&D.
gone.
How can you lose D&D?
Bad ending, we lose.
It is a perception check, isn't it?
It's when fake stories make you cry. That's when you
Guys,
lose
It is a
D&D.
perception, isn't it?
Guys,
Yep.
oops,
Yeah,
I
perception.
lost.
18, not bad.
Ooh.
Just so you know, out of this entire campaign, this is Heimdall's first time.
Making a watch?
Watching, yeah.
Succeeding a perception.
Whoa! Beginner's luck.
Listen, she succeeded a perception check.
Yeah, I'm +4 on perception.
He hasn't had any alcohol in the last 24 hours. He finally sees.
Heimdall is sober.
Handful sober for the
So-
first
How
time
does
in
it
this
feel?
campaign.
Heimdall, you look around, scanning the night sky and the kind of dark, rolling hills in front of you. You do not seem to see anything.
No?
You look up to the night sky once again with all the stars. And they kind of begin to swirl into each other.
Oh, so it's...
A kind of dizziness. Before forming two eyes that kind of stare down at you.
Hello there.
Hello, friend.
Hi, it's you. I didn't know you could do this.
I have been growing
Hi. You're quite big up there.
metaphorically.
Oh, right. So, how big would you say you are now then?
About 5'8".
Hi, so you're taller. How are you keeping in?
Wow, you got our number?
You're bigger than I am. How are you containing yourself inside me?
Metaphorically inside you.
Ah, I'm sorry. I don't tend to understand all of these metaphors. You know.
Did you sense the power from that mage?
I'll be honest with you. I felt a little tingle, but I thought it was an attraction.
We could become that one day.
We could become that powerful.
Yes.
I mean, I do quite like the sound of that.
It would be beneficial.
For me, I know. I imagine having all of that power. I'd have control of everyone.
Oh, I must go. Something occurs. I will talk to you again soon.
Oh, before you go, am I doing okay?
You've got a bit of a beer belly, but you're getting there.
The belly
And
makes you
stop
powerful.
being such a coward. I gave you this power. Use it. And at that, the stars return to normal.
When the devil possesses a freaking idiot.
Your patron is the same height as Kendall.
Oh my god, Kendall is his patron!
Yo, Kendall is your patron!
Patron is Kendall.
This is just like Kendall in their dreams. This they're just your patron. They
Kendall's
don't
actually-
know
That's
it.
why you only speak to them when Kendall is asleep.
Exactly.
As the morning sun rises over the mountains, burning off the mist of the night. Even though it's a bit early, I think we should end there, as it is an appropriate time.
Yeah, do that.
Wow.
I am.
Yeah. Happy New Year,
drop another
everyone!
bombshell.
Well, New
Yeah,
Year,
no,
new character, I
we don't have
guess.
enough information, Ollie.
New
We
Year,
would
new
like
Thank you
more.
for watching,
New Year,
everybody.
new backstory. Am I right, guys?
New Year, new backstory.
Make sure to
Am
check
I
out
right?
our YouTube channel.
Yes.
As more
Yeah,
VODs
yeah,
are
check out the YouTube cheat.
Do that.
popping on there.
Check
Thank
out
you
the
for
YouTube.
watching.
Check out the
Catch you.
TikToks. Check out the
Check out the
Twitter.
TikToks.
Check out your mom.
And we
We
will
have
catch
check
you
out all of the
next-
socials.
Catch you next
Catch
week.
you next week.
Facebook. So,
Probably.
Other than
Catch you next
Facebook
week.
and Instagram because they're toxic and owned by the same people.
And
owned by Meta.
And it's meta.
Meta Ampheta.
Yes.
The one
Don't
with these
stand,
here,
Mark.
guys. Alright.
Anyway, stream
Anyway,
ending.
goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Everyone wave.